Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today we're going to be looking at the Israeli M76 or OR-201 combat helmet. And this is one of the first Kevlar and composite combat helmets that was actually introduced and used widely. It was manufactured originally by a company called Orlight, hence the OR-201, and was taken into service by the Israeli military, obviously, in 1976. And I believe its actual first combat use was the raid at Entebbe in Uganda in, I believe that was 1978 or 1979. So it's pretty soon after it was introduced, it was Assad's baptism of fire. And then it was extensively used in the early 1980s with the Israeli involvement in Lebanon, and a whole bunch were then used and captured by various militant groups in Lebanon. So it actually saw quite a bit of combat service during the Lebanese wars and all kinds of stuff going on in the 1980s. So it's a pretty proven combat design, and there are quite a few variants of this. You'll see variants with the liner system. You'll see variants with their export models. There are just all kinds. And this is actually an export model that was made by Israel for export. It was used by a few European countries have used it, Ireland being the most notable. South Africa has actually used it and manufactured their own version, as well as a number of Middle Eastern countries. Egypt used it, and a lot of Central and South American countries have also taken it into service. And indeed, some examples, updated examples, are still well in service, so it's certainly not a helmet that's going anywhere anytime soon. As you can see, it's got the typical Israeli 3-point chin strap system here, which you'll even find on Israeli M1 helmets. And it's got this is a later type of chin strap. So you've got a cloth band with leather reinforcing going around it. And this is kind of indicative of what would be called by some collectors as the M76/85. However, this example was actually made in October of '84. So it's nicely dated on a tag down in there. A tag that is in English, I will also note. Israeli military examples are generally going to be in Hebrew on that tag. And when you see an example like that in English, it's probably going to mean that it's an export model. So this one actually just says infantry helmet, size medium, CAD 4.5, which I'm not sure what that means. And then a manufacture date of 1084, so October of 1984. Obviously, this one has not seen a lot of service, but you've got your padding right here, which is, I believe that's a neoprene pad. You've got one here on each side, and then you've got your back pad here. So all in all, it's a pretty sturdy helmet, a very nice liner system, definitely building on the US system and some of the other Israeli helmets that have been used. You also have a very generous padding right here, which is on the top, which I believe only came about on the 76/85 version. So this one does have some of the updated features, so it's kind of a transitional one. It is actually made in Israel. If you look at the quick release, when you take this off, pop it open, you'll actually see Hebrew markings on the tab itself. So it is an Israeli version. Not a terribly, amazingly interesting helmet just from the outside. It's just got your black band right here, which is just, I'm not even sure why they have it. I believe it actually helps to keep everything together. I know it's put together at a high pressure, and you've got your typical rivets to keep in the liner system. And you've got two on the back here. Actually, one screw, one rivet, and then 2 rivets on the sides with a screw to hold everything in place as well. and then your one rivet here in the front. And a pretty typical design of what you're going to see later helmets be. And definitely a lot of people have copied it, but it's kind of one of the first and one of the originals. As always, thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be doing definitely more helmets and all kinds of other cool stuff in the coming days and weeks. Thanks for watching.